we introduce uniquely Korean items to our viewers. It's time to bring it on. Hello and welcome back to our show. I'm your hostess, Shin Ah-young. And introducing our star presenters of the show, let's welcome back Nihat, One Kind, and Laura, Jesse, John, and Amy. So nice to see you guys all back. Nobody is eliminated this week. Yes! Yes. And Nihat, you're also here as a judge, right?
Yeah.
So do you want to say anything to either John, Laura, or even Amy?
For today, I think I wish all of you guys luck. Good luck.
Thank you.
And Amy, get ready. Someone coming.
Ooh, I like your
That
style.
sounds like a threat. I thought you were like rooting for me.
Are you threatened, Amy?
I'm very threatened.
Well, Nihat's out of the competition. You're aware of this, right? So.
He has voting power.
Oh yeah,
Right,
Nihat, buddy.
he does.
Your hair looks so shiny today. Oh my god, how did you do that?
Shiny hair is the
Rick,
worst
it's like
compliment
this
I've
from
ever heard.
Thailand.
That was a failure. I mean, for me personally, all I have to say is I thought both your presentations were great, and it has been a really close race. No, I'm not trying to win votes here. I'm just genuinely
Oh,
speaking.
really, Jesse?
Yeah. You'll notice how I ended. I'm not going to favor anybody. I'm going to be completely neutral. So, I think your presentation were good. It's been a really close race this whole way between all of us. So my wish today is just that, may the best presenter win.
Anything can happen and bring it on. And today's winner will face Amy in the grand finale. Now, who will it be? We are just one episode away from the grand finale, and it looks like we're going to have a very interesting show ahead of us. So, guys, stay tuned for more. Bring It On is dedicated to introducing Korean culture to the world, and we are heading straight toward the grand finale. And today, the roster will be set for the grand finale, and I cannot wait for things to get started. But before that, let's find out the rules.
Each episode, 3 presenters will introduce a uniquely Korean item to the viewers and the judges. Vote for your favorite on the Arirang website, Google+, and the Bring It On app. Your vote and the panel's votes will decide the winner. Survival presentation show, Bring It On. Here are the rules. Winner of episode 4, 5, 6. These 3 will compete in the semi-final in episode 7. Winner of episode 8, 9, 10. The 3 will duke it out in the second semi-final in episode 11. And the winners from the semi-finals will go head-to-head in episode 12 for the grand finale.
Remember, online voting and SNS voting takes up 40% of the total score. So go to the Arirang TV website, our application, and Google Plus to cast your vote. But remember that if you're catching us on air, voting for next week's item will already be open. So now with that said, today is the second semi-final. Let's unveil today's topic. It's a free topic again, and as much as I love the freedom, I have a feeling that our writers are getting a little lazy, right? So I guess the free topic worked as an advantage for our presenters. Before we get things started, I thought it would be interesting if we found out what puzzled and interested foreigners about Korean culture, what shocked them the most. So I've prepared a little quiz because you had so much fun with it last week.
Quiz.
What about Korea or Korean culture shocked or impressed foreigners the most? Let's find out with a short quiz. Fascinating Korean culture. Foreigners are surprised by blank. Fill in the blanks, guys. First question. Foreigners are surprised to see Koreans cooking with Okay, Amy.
I'm just gonna say chopsticks.
Chopsticks.
Like frying stuff up. Like I've seen people use like the longer chopsticks. That's kind of
So the
surprising.
longer
Very
chopsticks.
talented too.
That's a good guess. Anybody else?
Yes.
Yes, Jesse.
Scissors.
Scissors.
Scissors are used to cut meat, and most every Korean, and me too, now I never used to do this, but once I came to Korea, I now have a pair of kitchen scissors that I use to cut meat when I'm grilling it or whatever, so maybe.
Okay, scissors, chopsticks, okay.
Kimchi? Just
Cooking
cooking,
with
with it.
kimchi.
Because they would think that you use it raw only.
Yeah.
Right. Kimchi. So we have some appliances and we have food. Okay, we have kimchi,
I have one, but I don't think I should do it.
chopsticks, and scissors. What's the answer? Right, Jesse is on a roll today.
On fire.
Right, exactly.
where's the
And you were
upload at?
correct with the reasons too. I mean, they're pretty shocked by the fact that they're cooking with scissors, just on the table, exactly when you're cutting meat.
Yeah.
And especially when you're eating noodles too.
Oh yeah, right, with naengmyeon, or
Yeah,
I
with
guess that's not
naengmyeon.
technically cooking, but it's part of the process of making the meal. You have to cut it after.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Okay, so Jesse's on a roll today. Let's see. Foreigners are shocked to find live octopus and blink on the table. John,
Raw meat.
raw meat. But don't you have beef carpaccios?
Yes.
In Western cultures,
Yes,
that's
yes.
raw meat,
I
right?
love it.
Amy, your light was up next.
Gotta say dog.
Yeah.
No way.
Dog
Kind of a
soup.
big thing here, and that's a big shock and surprise and controversy for Korea.
It is. Okay. One kind.
Squid?
Squid. Live octopus. I mean, if you're comparing live octopus and cooked squid.
It's kind of different though.
Okay, I could take that.
Yeah.
Okay, one kind. Your guess was a squid, and Jesse.
I'm gonna say bondegi, or the larva that
Larva.
are, those kind of bug
Silkworm.
larvas that they sell as snacks, but they also have them as side dishes at restaurants as well.
Right. It's disgusting. Okay.
Sorry.
You guys are coming up with pretty good guesses, but I'm gonna make your life easier and say that none of it was the answer.
Really?
Right. Okay. Here's a hint. It's kind of like live octopus, so it's raw, and it's a kind of seafood.
I would say hongo, that sort of stingray that's very
Oh.
ammonia scented, very
right,
chewy,
right.
difficult to eat. It seems very unappetizing to a lot of foreigners.
Okay. Yes, Laura.
Abalone.
A bologna?
Abalone. Is that the name of it?
Abalone,
Abalone. Sorry.
Abalones. Okay. We're getting closer.
but nobody's right yet.
No.
It's a type of raw seafood.
Actually, I'd be pretty impressed if one of you got that
Oh.
right. One kind.
Pig feet?
Pig feet.
It's not raw.
Didn't I tell you that it was a kind of seafood?
Still thinking about something else.
I just lost my thought.
a raw
Sorry.
piece of
It's a type
seafood.
of
You have to try. I mean,
So it's
I would
raw.
be shocked.
It's raw.
It's a type of animal that comes from the ocean.
And it must be weird.
And it looks unappetizing.
Oh wait, hold up.
Well,
I can
that-
only think of chonbok.
Chonbok
Yeah,
is abalone.
It's not,
right?
that doesn't
Is it?
look unappetizing. That's all right.
it looks kind of disgusting.
Okay, I'm. Yes, one
Seashells,
kind.
or what's that called? The seashells,
Mussels.
clams, mussels,
Clams?
or
No, but that's we eat it all the time.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a very elementary hint, and I'm gonna see if you guys could actually guess this. How do you say dog fire in Korean? Jesse, I think you were a little faster than
Kebul?
John. Kebul, right?
What-
I don't even know what that is. If I got the answer
It is
right. I
a
just combined dog and
spoon
fire.
Kebul is a spoon worm that you
Kebul.
could find as an appetizer in
Really?
some seafood restaurants.
You gave that one to
Never
me.
ate that.
But yeah, I did get
Yes,
it right.
but Jesse's on a roll. You got all questions right.
Sweet. Well, usually it's Laura dominating the quizzes, so I'm glad to get it in there while I can.
Alright, so congratulations, Jesse. Let's see if you can keep us up with the competition when we get started with the presentation. So without further ado, let's start with the competition. What do our three presenters have for us today? Guys, it's time to bring it on. So we have, as usual, some foreign students joining us today on our show. So let's connect live to the Korean language study group. Hello, guys. Welcome to our show. Now, we were just talking about Korean culture that shocked foreigners the most. Did you guys also participate in the quiz? Now, don't tell me if you have one, but do you have a particular presenter that you are rooting for? Just say yes or no. No. No, okay, so we're gonna have a very fair competition, guys. Okay, before we get started, do you have any words of encouragement for these guys?
Fighting?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys. Today is a big day for one of our contestants because he or she will earn the ticket to the grand finale. Now, our student voters will be responsible for 10% of the total score. So enjoy and vote, guys. Introducing Korean cultures to the world, it's time to bring it on. As usual, we have a very special guest joining us today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome JJCC Prince Mac.
Hey guys. Oh, it's so great to be here again.
Welcome back, Prince Mac.
What are you doing?
Do you guys know each other?
Yeah, we met
Tequila.
How?
on the
Are
show.
you serious?
Oh, sorry. Prince Mac, you are aware that your vote counts,
Yes, of course.
right? Okay, so enjoy the presentation and carefully weigh your options. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you?
Okay, let's bring it on. It's time to unveil today's items. Let's start with the clues. Presenters, you have boxes in front of you. If I call your name, please lift up your box and show us your clue. Let's start with John.
All right, drum roll. Yes.
That's a very colorful lunchbox.
Exactly. Oh my God.
Three-story lunchbox.
It's like so big. Hi.
What is your topic?
No, my topic is related to urban river parks, in particular for the Han River and everything that's surrounding.
Oh, so open river parks.
Yes, it's a lunchbox, as you can see. And as I said before, my item today is very summer-related and very experience-based.
Okay. Let's hold that thought for a second and let's find out what Jesse's clues is. Jesse, please lift up your box and reveal your clue.
Cell phone.
A cell phone.
Cell phone.
Rod.
Okay.
Could be anything.
Oh.
I mean, this is a free topic, so it's harder to guess, right?
That's right, yes. It does have to do with phones, but it is off.
And Jesse, what is your topic?
Mine is translation services available in Korea for foreigners.
Okay, so far from the phone.
No, because
why-
you use
yeah.
your phone to call and get information when you need a translation. And I'll talk a lot more about that here today on Bring It On.
Okay, translation services in Korea that you can get using your cell phones. And Laura, please lift up your box and
My
reveal your
box.
clue.
Okay, go.
It's
What
a buzzer.
is that?
Bell.
No, it's not a buzzer.
It's
It's a surveillance
big,
camera, right?
beautiful, shiny object.
It's a camera. Is that a surveillance camera?
I guess so. I mean, I don't think it's working right now, but
Yeah.
Are you spying on us for another television network?
no. But
that,
yeah,
that we could see like on the ceilings? on
exactly. They're
buildings?
normally
Oh,
presented like this.
Right, it's a surveillance
Right.
camera.
It is. Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
what is your
so
topic?
My topic: security systems in Korea.
Wow.
Security systems in Korea, that's a very good one. Before we get started, let's check out how we are going to evaluate these presentations. Here's how the scoring system works. Panel 50%, live connection 10%, application 20%, website 10%, and Google Plus 10%. The total will decide first, second, and third places. If you're watching the studio recording live on Arirang TV and YouTube, please send us your comments. We love hearing from you. So keep them coming. We're always open to suggestions, and please remember to vote. Before we start with the presentation, let's find out our viewers' reactions. Who is leading the votes so far? Let's find out. Remember, viewers, you can swing things around with your participation, so please remember to vote, especially today, because today is a big day. Without further ado, we'll start with the semifinals. Today we'll start with John.
Woohoo! Go, John.
Germany, England, America, and even Egypt. Every country has its own rivers and therefore its own arteries of life. And so does Korea. So today I want to talk to you about the iconic urban river parks of Seoul, South Korea. My name is John, I'm from Germany, and today I will be your host. All right, so let's talk about some basics here. Han River, what is it? It's one of the longest rivers in Korea. It has a length of about 500 kilometers. It is 1 kilometer wide at its widest point within urban territory, within Seoul. It is lined with bicycle paths, restaurants, swimming pools, and so much more activities, but I will talk to you about that a little bit later. It has 11 individual public river parks. Each one has its own characteristic and its own speciality, right? And it was voted second most popular location in 2011 in Seoul, and is the host of the world's first water culture complex, which is called the Floating Islands. Some of you might remember it from the global fashion shows like the Fendi show back in 2012, which was globally broadcasted, or the scenery for Hollywood blockbuster movies such as The Avengers, music videos, commercial films, etc., etc. I could continue forever, right? But I want to take a look at it myself, all right? So let's take a look at that. There you go, the beautiful weather. It's a summer day. I went to the Floating Islands, and I thought, what would be nice? I get in a boat with my friends. So that's what I did. I went in a boat with my friends, drank some coffee, take some nice photos. Look at that, lovely, right? Yeah, everybody's smiling. I'm so happy. And best thing is, I was hungry, so I ordered chicken. Yes, chicken on a boat. How awesome can life be, right? Chicken and beer, and everybody is just in a very good mood. So, this Han River experience, what actually is it? In addition to be able to go on a boat and eat chicken, you can go camping, cycling, swimming, you can do helicopter tours, you can do water sports such as jet ski, water ski, etc., etc. There are basketball and tennis courts next to the river, directly next to the river, for free. They have exhibitions, musicals, fashion shows, etc., etc. I can continue forever, right? So this degree of urban integration from the river into the city is unique to Korea. Every other metropolitan city has a river maybe as well, but they do not have this amount of river parks and space next to the river. It's always very packed and always very, very crowded. So another thing is that most activities are free, so it's a park actually made for the public, for everyone to enjoy. They have a 24-hour service, and it helps the Green City concept. So visitor numbers increased by 16% within 4 years, up to 68 million visitors a year. And festivals attract each 1.3 million visitors each year. You got an increasing variety of businesses, cycling, urban sports, you name it. And more attractions means more jobs, 19.5% increase per year. And if you want to have that in your own country, you can. Promote Korean lifestyle and culture in a very unique way. You can create Korea-themed river parks. You can start off small, it's no problem, and you can boost the local economy and create jobs and increase life quality while doing so. So in summary, what do you have? You have a culture space development. You can boost tourism and the economy. And you have the green city, and you create jobs and just help your own city, help your community. Vote for river parks.
Thank you, John, for your presentation, and right on time, too. Now, we're going to take some questions. Anybody have a question for John? Laura, yes.
Yeah, I saw that you said there was a lot of activities inside the water.
Yes.
And most of them were free, you said?
Yes, they are.
And
Oh, yeah,
also, no, that's not it, but sorry. So that's good that they're free. Although, I just want to know about the quality of the water. I mean, I'm not sure I would want to, for example, if it was in France, swim in the, in the Seine. So
Yes.
just want to know, like, how clean is it?
Excellent question, Laura.
I
Thank you
know.
so much.
You're welcome.
All right. So it depends on the sport you're doing. For example, when I mentioned swimming, they actually have swimming pools next to the river, which are all very clean. They have a what do you call it? in English? Chlorine cleaning system, like in a normal swimming pool. They're outdoor, they're indoor, you have everything. And if you go jet skiing and that stuff, you're on the jet ski, right? You wouldn't be like in the water. And also they provide bathrooms, public bathrooms, you have public showers.
Yes,
so it's
and
all set.
time is up. I'm sorry,
Okay.
John. I'm going to have to cut you right there.
You said it would create more jobs.
It does, yes.
Like, for instance, in what way?
All right. So how does it create jobs? Very easy. There's a lot of more businesses setting up because of this increase of tourism, right? So more people coming in means more people need to do something, means more businesses are opening up next to the river with their services, with their, for example, jet ski people or water sports people, right? So they create jobs because more people want to use their service. In that sense, next to the river, businesses that set up next to the river
Time
increases
is up.
the jobs.
Sorry, John. I hope that was
Very simple.
a sufficient answer for one kind, but I do not see his light up yet. So I'll take one last question.
Yeah,
Jesse, yes.
I was kind of with you until you brought the make a Korean-themed river in your country.
River Park.
River Park. So how does that work? You rename an existing river to something Korean and call it Korean River? I don't get it. Go ahead, yeah.
Now, what I actually said was the Korean-themed river park. It's very important that you say river park and not river because, of course, you can't replace a river, right? That would be nonsense. But what you can do is create a park next to the river, like they have in Seoul so many, and base it or like style it and design it after the Korean, like the Han River parks, where you have like so many outdoor activities that you can do, etc., etc. And also you
time is
can
up. I'm
promote
sorry,
traditional
John.
culture, etc.
I'm going to have to cut you right there. Okay, so we took 3 questions, and so far only Laura and Amy's light is up. Now I'm going to count to 3, and the vote will become final. Let's find out if John's answer persuaded some of our judges. 3, 2, 1. And yes, one kind light went up in the last minute. So John has a total 3 out of 6.
Man.
Let's find out what our viewers thought of John's presentation. Congratulations, John. 3 points from our judges and 30.3% from our application. So that was John. Let's move on to the second presentation. Our second presentation will be by Jesse.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bring It On. My name is Jesse Day, and today I'm going to present to you about interpretation services available in Korea. Now, a new visitor to Seoul or Korea may experience something like this. So you're arriving, you don't know where to go, trying to find your way. Seoul City can be a very overwhelming place. So what is a poor boy to do? Now, the most requested service by foreigners here in Korea is that of interpretation by quite a long shot. And the growth of tourism in Korea shows that this is a very needed service. The number of foreign visitors is up from 8.5 to 11.1 million between 2010 and 2012. It's the 20th most visited country in the world, and I believe that number will continue to grow. And of course, for the GDP, it's excellent, brings in a lot of money, and supports a lot of jobs. Now, the majority of those tourists do come to Seoul City. So, what are the most frequently asked questions by foreigners? My Photoshop skills are bad, I apologize. So, location, where to go and how to get there, price and exchange rate, transit information, what bus to take, where to get off, reservations for restaurants or shows, as well as the medical tourism industry we've talked a lot about. You need a lot of information before making a decision. So don't worry, be happy, and just dial 1330. Now, this is a service provided by the Korea Tourism Organization that gives not only translation services, but provides essential information for travelers. So approximately 65,000 interpreting service requests have been made to date, and there's another number as well. BBB Korea is a volunteer interpretation service, and for that you dial 15885644, 19 different languages. So now let's take a look at those two numbers in action. So taking a taxi, one of the most essential things when traveling. I don't speak Korean in this video, so I have no idea.
The Yoido area?
다시 한번 말씀해 주세요.
I don't speak Korean.
So what do? Here we go. I see the 1330 number right there. Just give it a call and get connected.
Don't speak Korean. Could you please tell the driver that?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
예, 이분 여의도 가신다고 하십니다.
네, 알겠습니다.
And problem solved. Scenario number 2, going to a convenience store. Looks like John's friend. Hey,
Okay, 1 second.
So I'm looking for a cell phone charger.
I need to ask a person at the convenience store where I can buy a cell phone charger, but I don't know how to say that.
Okay. 지금 금방 한국으로 오신 분인데요. 세종시에 사는 곳이 어딘지 좀 알려주세요.
So there we go. Everything getting solved right there, quickly and easily. So she's able to show me the item I need, and I take my purchase. Now, I was able to do this quickly and smoothly. Now, interpretation services are not available only in Seoul. In Gangwon-do and Suwon, you have a taxi information line that offers 7 different languages. And in Mungyong, Busan, Incheon City, and more, interpretation is available in almost all regions for taxi services. Now, we talk a lot here on Bring It On about applying ideas to our own country. Well, I actually took action. I contacted both the Translic Authority in Vancouver as well as the BC Taxi Association and requested that they apply these same sorts of translation services to my own home city because it's been so much easier for so many foreigners here in Seoul. I would like to return the favor. I plan on following up on this. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jesse, for your presentation. Now we will move on to the question and answer. But before we start, I would like to comment how impressed I am with the acting, not only yours, but the taxi driver's acting, right?
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so great presentation, Jesse. And now we'll move on to questions and answer. Anybody have a question for Jesse? Yes, one kind.
I have 2 questions. Is it free? And how accurate is the translations?
It's free. I tried 2 different times calling both numbers, and both times it was basically a person who spoke almost native level English.
Okay.
So they were originally a Korean speaker who had either studied abroad, and their English was very accurate and very on point.
Okay, thank you, one kind. And Jesse, I'll take the next question. Yes, Amy.
Awesome presentation again. And I
Thank
think
you.
that's a really great service. I have used 1330 before and it is very useful. I'm just wondering if there's any app or something, because when I go to a foreign country, I'm usually on Wi-Fi. So I can't really make calls. Do they have any plans, do you know, or do they have any apps that they could use for these kind of services?
There is no application, but that's kind of a difficult way to navigate it, simply because by sending texts and receiving back a text, and then you have to show that to somebody, and the time in between, depending on how many people are trying to make a request, could vary very much. So really, the number's easy. It's free to call. You just have to remember it. And there's 2 different numbers available as well. So definitely, by phone is absolutely pretty much the best way to perform this sort of interpretation.
Thank you, Jesse. Still, I do not see any more lights up. Only Nihat's light is up. I'm feeling a little icy here, but which I understand because the stakes are high. Okay, Prince Mac, do you have a question
Yes,
for
I'm
Jesse?
just wondering how many phone operators are there.
Exactly.
If I was
Right.
calling, I didn't want to be waiting for a long time.
Yeah.
Especially if I was in a cab and then the taxi driver's going to get frustrated if he's
Sure.
just waiting there, you know.
Sure. So as I mentioned in the presentation with BBB, they have over 4,500 volunteers who are ready at any time. So that's quite a large number compared to the number of requests that would be coming in at any one time. And with 1388, the exact number of employees, I don't know exactly, but I was able to get through to them very quickly when I needed to ask the taxi driver where to go. And I think that's a big part of it because it is displayed in all the taxis. They're very used to that sort of transaction, having to tell people and translate to the driver. So it was quick and easy for me.
A very short question,
Yeah.
if it's very short.
What makes the Korean translation service so special compared to other translation services in maybe in Canada or in other countries?
Yeah.
What is the difference?
Well, I can speak only in regards to my own home country because I haven't used translation services anywhere else. However, I have been to both Spain and Germany as well, and I didn't notice any number in the taxis that I was able to call to get information. In Canada, it's the same way. There's no numbers in the taxis you can call for translation, which is why I took action to email the BC Taxi Association as well as the transit authorities to try and get that system implemented in Vancouver.
Okay, thank you for all your questions. And now I will like to count to 3 and the vote will become finalized. So far, Nihat Slight is up and that's the only one. 3, 2, 1. One. Oh, some last minute changes. You guys are really playing the strings on Jesse. Come on, guys. What is up with the last minute decisions?
For me, because as soon as I came to Korea, I always had a translator or interpreter by my side, and I never really actually tried going up by myself, whereas I can use this service. But now that I know that there is this kind of service, I could try going up by myself right now.
Right, so you were completely sold on Jesse's presentation.
Yes.
So he pressed the button, let's just...
Well,
And his fashion sense.
Oh, his fashion sense played a role. Okay, great. And Laura,
yeah, I wouldn't say I was completely sold, but because like Prince Mac said, I used the service before. Sometimes it was impossible to get through to an English-speaking person. There was no French-speaking person, so they had to send me to the Japanese-speaking person. So I was like,
why did you press your button?
Because even though it's not perfect, I think it's still great that it's actually available and that it could be a good thing to have in France as well. Thinking that everybody thinks French people don't speak English, but yeah, no, I think it's a good system.
Okay, so that is what our judges thought. Let's check the application and see what our viewers thought of Jesse's presentation. Like John, there was a 0.2% increase.
Wow.
Doesn't sound like there's a lot of people voting today.
Yes, because the stakes are high.
It was my
I
mom,
think our
everybody.
viewers are
She was
very-
waiting to vote.
Because the stakes are high, the viewers are being very careful about their votes. Okay, so last up we have Laura. Laura, you also have 4 minutes and a question and answer session will follow.
Well, as a girl living in a foreign country, one of the most frequent questions I get is it safe? Are you not afraid? Well, usually answer by saying that I feel safer in Korea. Now, why would that be? Well, let's see a little video. Well, this is a situation that could happen anywhere in the world. It can also happen in Korea. Actually, crimes against women and children have risen in the recent years. However, Seoul and Korea is doing its best to ensure the security of its inhabitants. This year, no, not this year, usually, not too long ago, Seoul has decided to implement CCTV cameras all over the cities, not only in shop and transportations, but all over the city. As you can see, it's monitored in this big control room there. And you can find what's going on and what's wrong in the city. also, on top of that, there are measures that have been taken to make taxis much safer as well. So it's called NFC, Near Field Communication Systems. You have it in all of the taxis in Seoul. If you have your phone and you press it next to the sign, it will automatically send the car number to the numbers you have registered on the app. You have safe taxi apps, and they will call or send a phone message to your family or friends and let you know when you arrive and at what time and where. Now, also this year, Seoul has decided to implement those SOS buttons here. I live in Itaewon area, and I've seen them all around now. So all you have to do is press, and a loud siren will go and alert anyone around you, as well as the nearest police station. You also find safe streets, which are more in residential areas, so you have a guard that can escort you to your final destination. Now, there might be some controversies sometimes because of CCTV, as people see them as an invasion of privacy. However, thanks to a study done by the International Journal of Law, we've seen that there's a decrease of crimes by 47.4%, which is almost half, in areas with the CCTV. And it stayed the same in areas without CCTV, which means crimes have not been relocated to areas, it's just been decreased in the ones with CCTVs. Now, security is good for people, of course, but it's also a lucrative market. As you can see on this graph, the CCTV market sales have consistently increased since 1997, and Korea is actually one of the leading countries in the surveillance market with China and Japan. They're actually, the quality of the systems are good, and the appealing price make Korea a test bed for innovative products. There will be a world demand to 46 million in 2019. And like I said, the rapid growth in the surveillance in South Korea is great, and it will increase even more with 2018 Olympic Games that are coming to Korea soon. Now, there's a high quality and reasonable price, and that's why major players actually come to Korea to see the demand in the market and also check out the new technologies. And therefore, there's a very big increase in the economy. It's actually skyrocketing. And yes, the security systems in Korea are good because it not only protects your people, but it also helps boosting your economy. And that's why Korea is one of the leaders in the surveillance market and one of the safest countries I've ever lived in. Thank you very much, and be safe.
Thank you, Laura, for your presentation.
Thank
so
you.
far, you have 3 votes. Let's see if you can change this with your question and answer session. Yes.
I do agree on you that, especially in Seoul, there's a lot of surveillance cameras. But I've had some experiences where I was living in other countries, and I had my motorbike stolen. And then I knew there were surveillance cameras there, but I went to the police station and stuff, but the quality of it is not high enough to see the face. You can see someone stealing my bike, but I don't know who it is. And I've also had, I left my luggage in the back, in the boot of the taxi, and then you can see me getting out of the taxi and the taxi leaving, but I can't see the number plate. The number on the number plate.
Okay, right.
So the quality isn't high enough to help me. You know, I just know, oh, it's gone, it's stolen, but I can't find it. So I want to know how high it is. Quality of the camera.
Yeah, so I don't know the actual percentage or number of cases that have been dealt with the CCTV. However, there is definitely an increase after the installation of those CCTVs to show that more crimes have been resolved, not only because there's more cameras, but that's because they have different angles. So before there was just the main ones in the shops, and now they have some on the streets, and they try to get as less angles where you can't see as before.
And time is up. I'm gonna have to cut you right there, Laura. Now your vote becomes final in 3, 2, 1. And Nihat's light is still not on. He's not convinced.
You did the right thing, son.
Can I say something?
Yes, one
I
kind.
think she made a good point because if you look at the graph, you can see how productive the surveillance cameras are. And I think the most important thing when you visit a country is how safe it is, because I have a sister too, and I like the way you mentioned that service when you ride a taxi, NFC. I didn't even know about that.
Me too.
So that really got my vote, and I think you did a very great job.
And we have 3 votes from the judges so far. So let's find out what our viewers on our application thought of Laura's presentation. So the increase isn't as big, I feel like, compared to previous weeks, but I think that is because today is the second final. It's going to be a close race today. Now, Bring It On is a survival presentation show. So far in the studio, Jessie is in the lead with 4 points out of 6. So far, Jessie is in the lead, but we still have the online votes and the votes from our students, plus the panel's bonus points to add. So there is still time to participate. Go to the Arirang TV website, the Google Plus, and our application and cast your vote. Now, Bring It On studio recording is streamed live via the Arirang TV website and YouTube, and we are getting a lot of comments. So let's check some of them. One user wrote that just based on the items, I voted for John, but after listening to all 3 of them, the decision is getting tough. 3 of them were all very prepared and very skillful in their presentation. Thank you for your comment. Another user wrote that I was hesitant about visiting Korea because I did not speak Korean, but based on Jessie's presentation, I would like to visit Korea. I would like to come to Korea, and I'm not afraid of coming to Korea anymore. So soon, I would like to visit the Bring It On studio. Wow. Wow.
Ooh,
So we really do hope that that comes true. Please visit Korea, visit Bring It On, and keep on watching. Now it's time for the final pitch. Our presenters will have 1 final minute to convince the panel of judges for their 1 extra bonus point. Now, so far we've had some interesting last-minute words, so let's find out what they have to say this time. Laura, we'll start with you.
Okay, sure. I'm gonna need Niha's help now.
What's going on here?
Wait.
It's a dance.
Okay, well, this is actually a self-defense exercise that you can do if you want to avoid troubles and people who are attacking you in the street. But if you don't know how to do that, it's okay, because if you come to Korea, you will be very safe. You will feel safe in the streets, walking home alone when you go out at night and you want to come back at 2 a.m., you will be okay. Not only do they have CCTV like in any other countries, but they also have lots of other things that they put in place, such as SOS buttons, safe taxi applications, and safe streets. So don't fear no more and just come to Korea. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Laura, and thank you, Niha.
You okay, buddy?
Are you okay? You feeling okay?
I thought she broke my nose.
That's what you get.
So the self-defense exercise is effective, proven by Niha. Okay, thank you, Laura, for your final pitch. Next up, we will have Jessie.
Okay. So I want to speak a little bit about when I first came to Korea and the difficulties I faced not knowing about translation services that were available here. There was a lot of options, including the place I choose to live and banking and all those sorts of things that I had a really big problem setting up, but that translation numbers can absolutely help you with. Now, I want to say that this morning I got an email back from the TransLink Authority in Vancouver, and they said they did not have available resources at this time to translate everything. So I responded and said that I would be able to find translation services for them in Korea, as well as voice actors to do SkyTrain announcements, and that I myself would take no money for this because I just want to help out. So I'm going to continue to move the ball forward and try and get this system implemented in my own country. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessie, for your final pitch. Okay. Last but not least, we will hear from John. Your final minute starts now.
Hey everybody, I want to tell you one more story about river parks and how it can help society overcome their problems with work. Actually, I don't know if you know this problem, but a lot of people here, especially in Seoul, they work a lot and they don't have time to be with their families or go on a holiday. Good thing, you don't need to. You can go to a river park just close by and enjoy some nice picnic. So actually I brought some just to see and give you, bring you in the mood, you know? Check this out. Like,
kimbap.
look at this, right?
Wow.
Just feel the mood, right?
I want this
There
one.
you go. And this is what river parks can do for you. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank
Can we eat
you.
it?
Of course you can.
Wow, it looks good.
It looks pretty amazing, that's what it
good.
does.
Yeah. I mean, I have to
Right?
say, you guys are working really hard for that one extra point. So it looks like it's gonna be a pretty tough decision, guys. So huddle up. Okay, so then Prince Mac, could you announce who the winner is?
Really? Can you give me a drum roll, guys? The winner is... Ba-ba-bum, John!
You got lucky, John.
No, I really wanted to vote for John because honestly, I like the Hangang River, but I've had some bad experiences there because every time we get punished by our company was always running the Hangang River. 60 kilometers, no excuses, you know? And we did that just a few days ago. I think our fans weren't actually aware of that. 60 kilometers, just run.
Wow.
Just run.
Thank you so
But
much. Oh my God.
I like the Hangang River.
Wow, so the one extra point goes to John. That makes him level with Jesse. This is going to make for a very interesting competition. So there is still more to add. Let's see what the student study group thought about the three presentations. Let's connect with them once more. Hello, guys.
Hello there.
So who will announce the presenter?
So we picked Jesse.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Jesse, congratulations, Jesse.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Guys, why did you pick Jesse?
So Jesse's presentation was very professional, and we find the topic quite hard to appeal, but he made it very well. So
the student study group picked a Jesse. So congratulations, Jesse.
Thank you.
Okay, so thank you guys for joining us. Hope to see you guys next time.
thanks. Bye.
So the votes are in. It's that moment where we tally all the votes and decide the winner. Today's winner will face Amy in the grand finale. Who will it be? Who will it be, Amy?
I don't want it to be any one of them. Can I just present against you in the final, maybe?
It's down to these three guys. Guys, what do you think your chances are? So far, Jesse, you have the most points.
Yeah. You're asking what I think my chances are? I think I'm going to win.
Oh. I see. Okay, Laura, do you have a rebuttal to that?
No, I think he's always very confident. Doesn't mean he will, though. Like, there's two other people in this, thing right now. So, and as we all know so well, you never know what's happening on Bring It On.
Bring It On. Anything can happen.
Exactly.
Yeah, John.
Well, I can only agree with Laura because anything can happen, and I want to emphasize that. How long is it now? 11 weeks? 11 weeks experience on Bring It On counts way more than your 3 weeks here.
Exactly.
Now get back to your table.
Wow.
Wait a minute.
God.
I've been presenting overseas for a living for 4 years now, my friend.
This is
So
overseas.
you want to talk about experience? I am the most experienced presenter here.
Bring it on.
Okay,
It's not just
well,
presenting.
everybody is bringing it on, but we have one winner. It's time to find out who will face Amy in the grand finale. It's time to hear the verdict. The votes are in, and I have the results in my hand. Now, based on everything that's happened on Bring It On, I'm normally not that surprised because anything can happen. But frankly, today I am a bit shocked at the results. I'll tell you why in a second. So, let's start from the bottom. Coming in third place. With 22.54% of the total votes is...
You're gonna do this again, Ayoung? Jeez.
Coming in third place. Laura. Yes.
Yeah, good, third place. That has been, well, I haven't been third place in a long time, so yeah.
You came so far. You were just one episode away from the grand finale.
That's how it works.
Right. Any last words to the viewers that voted for you?
Yeah, of course. So 11 weeks in Bring It On, so that's not bad, I guess. So I want to say thank you for everybody who voted for me and supported me, especially my friends, my family back in France, and all of the other people around the world who send me messages. So thank you very much, and I hope I'll see you later in another show, maybe.
Okay, so Laura, thank you for all of your participation so far. You put up such a good fight. Okay, Laura will not be competing in the final round. It's down to Jesse and John. And like I said, I am very shocked at the result.
Here we go again. Second time, actually. Second
time. Right.
Second time. Last time you took it home.
Yeah.
All right.
Both of them put up a very good fight, and it's time to announce the winner of today's show. The winner is, with 38.64% of the total vote, Jesse or John?
I knew that was coming.
Or Jesse.
I was ready this time. I knew that was coming.
I fall for it every time. I'm like,
That was the first time I heard about it.
it's between Jesse and John. Who will face Amy in the grand finale? It was such a close race. I'd like to tell you that the winner had 38.64% of the vote. The runner-up, 38.52%. That is a very, very, very close race. So that's why I was shocked. The winner is, today the winner is,
Promote Korea and sell Korean items. Who will rise to the top? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
John, congratulations!
Wow! Wow.
11 weeks on Bring It On. 11 weeks on Bring It On. Yes, it was a very, very close race. Our writers actually had trouble tallying up the total score because it was such a close race. John, you look pretty shocked.
Yes, I am, because I saw his presentation and it was really good. And the reason, actually, I can tell you now, the reason why I did not vote for you is because I fear you. That's why. You are scaring me, man, and like that's why I couldn't vote for you, because I was like, this is like tough, you know, you can't play nice anymore.
Anything can happen here on Bring It On.
I just want to say one thing. Me and Amy had an agreement agreement that if we were in the finals, one of us was going to buy the other a champagne brunch. Now, I want to know, is that still on now that I'm no longer in the finals?
I'll buy you champagne brunch any day of the week, contest or no contest.
Okay, sweet.
How about us?
Would you like to say something to the viewers that voted for you?
Oh yeah, thank you so much for voting for me. You are the freaking best. I love you so much, and I'm gonna do my best to convince you again next week.
Okay, thank you, John. And Jesse, so would you like to say something to the viewers that voted for you?
Yeah, thank you very much. What do I say here? I think everybody knew I was the best presenter. So, unfortunately, it didn't go my way, but hopefully I'll be back for season 2 and I'll get another chance.
Okay, so it's the survival of the best presenter. As you've witnessed, anything can happen and bring it on. And next week is the grand finale. Amy, the winner of our first semifinal, will face John, the winner of the second semifinal, for the grand prize money. And who will be crowned the king? Your vote can decide. So start voting, people, because it's going to be a tough race. Next week, it's the championship round. Please join us then. But until then, goodbye for now.